this for the thrill of it, killing it, never not chasing a million things I want. And I am only as young as the minute is full of it, getting pumped up on the little bright things I want. But I know they'll never own me.
Hello everybody and welcome to race number 4 of the YTRSS Regal Cup Series, season number 2. As we are now at Sonoma Motor Speedway for what will begin our YTRSS Goes West campaign. It's been racing here, then we're going to be at Las Vegas, and then we're going to finish it up at ISM for our first West Coast swing. Later on this season, we'll have a second West Coast swing at what will be Pikes Peak, and then we have Portland Road Course, and then we're going to have Auto Club. Those are going to be have a little bit later on in the season, but go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup for the 1-800-Flowers 350 here today. On the pole, we have Stephen Woolley in the number 62 car. Alongside him on the front row is Dylan Young, the 2, managed to have to work his way in through the last chance qualifier. Then we have Nicholas Breeden, Drew Lowe making it to row 2, Rain Arani and Sam Oskin in row 3, Shazane Rana and Juan Camacho in row 4. Rounding up the top 10 is Jimmy Johnson and Brandon Barani. Then we have Camden Wilson, last week's winner at Texas, and Spence Purcell hoping to bring some joy to his home track here at Sonoma, or one of his home tracks. Then we have Jose Mills and Nicholas DeLine making his first start of the season. Chris Friston and Fisher Johnson. Ryan Labongo and Anthony Fox. Noah Sweet, who had a little bit of trouble at Texas, was actually running the risk of getting suspended from this race, but the YTRSS decided not to penalize him any further, since after that happened, he did not have any more race interference. We have Philip Watson, 39, Hunter Brenton and Jeff Toledo in the 29, Griffin Lynn and Cody Smart, Scott Sprinkle and Zach Williams, Brandon Foster and Christian Vargas, Chris Khalil and Josh Hayden, Trey Wright, Michael Bartman Jr., David Garcia, LJ Toledo, David Dawn, Peyton Beasley, Luke Ryan, Blake Jefferson, Kenny Keller, and Jaden Halferty being the 40 drivers in today's race. So, of course, the top story this week is Noah Sweet in the 8 after a very controversial incident at Texas. He was being extremely slow and bumped into Griffin Allen and nearly took out the lead pack in a pretty big crash. Was parked by the YTRSS after that incident, but the YTRSS assessed it to not give him any further penalties because of a couple reasons. First of all, we got a very long pace lap here because this track is very long with a lot of turns. I believe somewhere around 13, with the carousel. Could be more, but as Stephen Willie's continuing around with this very long pace lap, but as you got along with Noah Sweet, let's take a look at some other drivers keeping an eye on. Of course, one of them is Spencer Purcell in the 25. Definitely going to be a hometown hero today. Currently starts just outside the top 10, but could easily have a good run here today. Looking to make an impression here. Has not had a good start this season, but with a pretty good starting position, he might be able to turn things around here today and get his first win of the season and his 4th win of his career. Of course, the last driver to keep an eye out on is Nicholas DeLine in the 71 car. Fastest lap in knockout qualifying, managed to, at the very last second, knock David Dawn off that top position. But like we mentioned before, none of that stuff really matters in the long run because it's just getting your way in. Not really much of a thing for qualifying. As you can see, Dylan Young also had to make his way into knockout qualifying. Shows Jazane Rana, both of them starting ahead of Nicholas Saline. As the pace lap is almost complete here. With a very long track like this, you expect a long race here. 28 laps of racing here today. We don't know if it's going to be a simple race or an absolute wreck fest, but we're about to find out here in a moment. As Stephen Willey has had a lot of close calls this season. Finished second at Rockingham. Let's see if he can make that his best finish, a second into a win here today, if he can get it going. His cars will go through the hairpin turn and bring him to the green flag here in beautiful Sonoma, California. Here we go. Green flag is out here, and away we go here at Sonoma, California for the 1-800-Flowers 350th already. Wow, Dylan Young gets a great run coming into the first two turns. Drew Lowe follows suit here. He almost got 3 wide right there for second already. But it looks like Drew Lowe prevails. Top spot. Very strong run at Daytona and hasn't really been much of a threat ever since, but could be able to change things around here today. Sam Odskin now works his way up to third. Steve Willey now battling Nicholas Breeden for the 4th position. We have Randorani and Juan Camacho battling for 5th, but looks like Randorani's going to prevail. From that, had a pretty unfortunate race at Texas last week. Could be able to change some things around here today. But we're still going to have to find out about that. As Dylan Young, a distant lead ahead of Drew Lowe. But with a track like this, you don't really know what's going to be the winning factor. Could be speed, could be strategy, could just be pit stops and fuel mileage. But you never know until the last finish. Gosh, I'm doing a lot of talking today. As they're going to race him back here. Take a look back here. Yeah, there's Spencer Purcell right there. Top 10 right there. Go through the hairpin turn. Whoa! Wow, a lot of smoke coming from over there. Oh, we got trouble! Oh, that's Trey Wright! And oh, we got David Dawn as well! Brandon Foster also involved. Caution's out. Brandon Foster in the pits. Looks like Jeff Toledo's also going in the pits. Oh, we got more drivers. Whoa! Jose Mills, Nicholas Aline, Chris Fritz, and Fisher Johnson also in the pits. They were involved in the wreck too. As the caution's out already on lap number 1. Wow. Well, we got some bumping and banging right now. Dylan Young's in the racing back. That goes to the pace lap as Jeff Toledo getting some work done. But for those 4, the race is done for them. There we go. Fisher Johnson, Chris Fristed. Yep, all 4 of them are now pulling out of the race. They're calling it good. Man, unfortunate, especially for Nicholas DeLine. Had a pretty promising race, and then already on lap 1, big wreck. So, yeah, let's go see what happened there. Find out what brought out the first caution. So what actually brought out the caution was way before that. We were actually under caution before the wreck happened. What involved with Kenny Keller and Michael Zartman Jr. getting spun around. That's what actually brought out the caution. However, since there are no caution lights here, we had no idea this happens. But, yep, and then also hung up Jaden Halferty as well. But that's what brought out the caution. Then now it's time to figure out what caused that big crash way later. Let's move on. We're going to go way around through the S's, right around here. I want to go that slow, but oh, I bet that's something that has to do with Jimmy Johnston, maybe. But I don't know what did that. But as you can see here, yep, we're still going. Actually, we're still going through the S's. But yep, had to be right around here. Oh, that's it. Nicholas Aline, Fisher Johnson make contact. 71 bounces off the wall. Oh, that was Jose Mills, Fisher Johnson, and all four of them get into the wall there. Now see what... Oh, Fisher Johnson bounces back up the traffic. Back of the... Oh, man, hard hit for Brandon Foster and Trey Wright. And then that'll happen for David Dunn. Oh, wow. Nasty hits for Trey Wright. And then Jeff Toledo just trying to avoid the crash. He also got into it. So, yeah, pretty severe crash that brought out the first caution on lap number 1. As we are under caution, we'll be right back after the break for the first restart of the 1-800-Flowers 350. And we're about ready to get back underway here once again here at Sonoma here for the first restart of the race here. After a chaotic first lap involving a severe crash, everyone is okay after that accident there, but Dylan Young, currently a driver outside the top 35, leads them around. Then we have Drew Lowe running in second, Sam Radonsky in third, Nicholas Breeden running in the fourth position. Rand Durrani rounds up the top 5. Then we got Camacho, Barani, Rana, Purcell, and Jimmy Johnson rounding out the top 10. So at the moment here, some drivers are currently got some little bit of trouble there with Ryan Labongo too, who had some issues. Currently hoodless right now. Don't know what caused that. Might have been an incident on pit road maybe, but as you can see, we're going to go through the field here real quick just to see where everyone is. But as Dylan Young's going to lead him back here on what will be lap number 4 of the race, as we're going to be about 1/7 the way through the race already. Pretty short race with lap-wise, but at the same time, whoa, I don't know what. Everyone kind of stopped for a second. I don't know if that was like mind games by Dylan Young or what, but we're back underway for the restart. That's kind of get everyone kind of mixed up a little bit because they didn't quite know what they were doing. Didn't fool Drew Lowe, though, in 13. As he is right on the tail of the 2 car. Hoping to make a run for the lead here. Behind him, got Zane Ron and Nicholas Breeden battling side by side here. I think Nicholas Breeden's been doing a great job being relatively consistent. I think he's been having some good runs. Didn't have a good run at Rockingham, but ever since he's been doing all right. Had a pretty good run. Finished 3rd at Texas. And now he's running inside the top 5 here at Sonoma. As Dylan Young, currently, like I mentioned before, a driver that desperately needs a win, currently sits outside the top 35 to have a good, strong points run. Go to the first of the hairpin turns. Everyone else relatively in the top 10 is actually doing quite okay. I think Shazane Rana having a pretty good run. Still outside the top 35, but having an impressive run at Texas. Now having an impressive run here. Whoa, I don't know what happened with that. Also, that 21 had another issue. Someone happened to Cody Smart last week at Texas, but... Whoa, one driver way in the grass. That was... Shazane Rana. Oh, he clipped the wall. Oh, no. And did Jimmy Johnson, too? I don't know what happened. No caution, though. I think I saw Spencer Purcell going there, too. Several drivers going in the pits. I think I saw Stephen Willie. Oh, wow. I don't know what happened there. But, oh. Tough break for the 7. And the 21. I don't know what happened to 20. That is weird. He just stopped. He's not doing a pit stop or anything. So is Stephen Willie. I don't know what's going on. They're not doing it. Okay, there we go. I don't know if... Yeah, okay. Stephen Willie's getting off the pits. But Jimmy Johnson's falling back. Dylan Young now leads the field. A little bit of a transmission for Jimmy Johnson's team. Their car is not running up to their standards. Feeling the major vibrations. Something will happen to Drew Lowe at Daytona. They're going to have to get that fixed up. But he's just stopped. I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Johnston. Strong race from any of the drivers, however, so far. Dylan Young leads. But it's been mostly single file so far in this race, so there we go. We got side-by-side battle right there with Connor Breton and Juan Camacho currently battles for 6th. And Breton prevails. But he's going to go way in the grass. That could help Camacho. Yep, man, he does. He's going to regain that 6th position. Whoa, Spence Purcell way out there. He's going to lose some positions. But, yeah, Jimmy Johnston still in the pits. No idea what's going on with the 21 team. It was supposedly a vibration issue, but there might be more to that. But at the moment, it is still Dylan Young in the 2. So yeah, relatively, after that first incident, it's been relatively quiet ever since. But, see here, we got David Garcia way in the back. I don't know what happened to the 66 here. Jimmy Johnson still in the pits. We have no idea what's going on with the 21 team, but this could be drastic for the points, especially with Jimmy Johnson being in the pretty high in points right now. But yeah, we're getting more word. It might actually be engine troubles. There might be a battery issue, but yikes. But at the moment, still relatively single file, but it is still Dylan Young, who's pretty much dominated the entire race. So he's going to lead around here with a pretty distant lead from 2nd place. Let's find out what that is. Yikes, a 2.47 second lead ahead of the rest of the field. So he's got a pretty distant car from the rest of the field here. But meanwhile, still Jimmy Johnson having issues. That is bizarre. That is so bizarre. I don't know why he's not starting back up. But considering that he's having some battery issues, that could mean he might be out of the race. But they're not putting the car back in the garage. So that's the bizarre thing. As Dylan Young still leads him around. But a lot of these drivers, it might be just because it might be the race might be getting a little too intense for the car. Maybe, I don't know. They're still relatively single file. Dylan Young continues to dominate the race. Yeah, absolutely. The car to beat right now. He is way up ahead of the lead right there. There goes Drew Lowe right there. He has got a very distant lead. There's not really much that these cars can do except maybe try. This might end up being maybe a pit strategy race. As they do got some battles right there. There's Cody Smart battling Josh Hayden for 17th. I believe. Yep, that is 17th. And it looks like Josh Hayden will prevail. Maybe even LG Toledo might also take over 18th. Yep, Jimmy Johnston's still in the pits. Yep, just got word from 21 team. They are calling it a race. Said the battery is fried in there. Pretty tough break for the 21 team that was running relatively good in the points. And they're going to fall back. And pretty unfortunate finish. The 21 team, they're just stuck there. I don't know what's the issue with the car, but they're saying they're calling it. So yeah, Dylan Young still leads them. Maybe take a look at the other drivers. Currently a little bit farther back. Let's take a look at the drivers 11th through 20th. Of course, we have Noah Sweet. Very lucky to be here right now. He could have easily been suspended from this race. But, fortunately, the YTRSS officials were a little bit more graceful. Considering he didn't really do much race interference after what happened, but it's a rule still in development, so don't be surprised if there's some issues that might be a little bit unjust. But moving on, we got 12th. Anthony Fox has been quite good this season when it comes to the finishes, but just has been relatively quiet. Oh, he's going to do a little bit of a bump and run in the 8 car right there. Very good one right there. Almost did it, almost prevailed, but didn't quite get there. And then, of course, in 13th, we have our winner from Texas, Camden Wilson, the 99 car. Running a good race in 13th right now. We have 14th, Faris Khalil. Might almost look like he was about to lose that to Philip Watson, who's currently running in the 15th position. Then we have Griffin Lynn. Had a really good run. Right now in 16th. I got 17th. We have Josh Hayden. 18th, Cody Smart. Had a bizarre incident at Texas where his engine just stopped. The car just stopped. Mysteriously. Whoa, we got trouble with Spencer Purcell. He just fell off the pace. Oh no. Is he having troubles too? Yikes. He's slowing down. Oh, he might have engine trouble. Yikes, a race that I thought was going to be about strategy, the pit strategy, might actually be a race about endurance. Because a lot of drivers are just having so much trouble right now. Now there's Stephen Willie, pole sitter, now running 31st. Yep, Jimmy Johnston still in the pits. They're not putting the car in the pit. They're not putting the car in the garage. Yeah, a couple guys think they can still get the car running again, but I think with Jimmy Johnston being 4 laps down at this point, I don't really think there's really much of a purpose to keep racing. Because considering that many of these drivers aren't really doing much passing. But right now, 2.5 seconds distance between Dylan Young and Drew Lowe in the 13 car. Dylan Young's just dominated this race. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls away with the win because he has just dominated it. Yep, Spencer Purcell's going down the pits. He is having engine troubles. I think the car is just too much for the 25 car right now. They're going to do a little pit stop right now. Might be doing some adjustments. Might be able to see how that runs. Oh, yep, there we go. Yep, Spencer's going to try again. Hopefully, I think the 25 car really wants to show some muscle here today, but it might be ending up another unfortunate run for the 25 team. Just been an absolute misfortunate start for Spencer Purcell this season. Failed to make the Beachside 400. Awful run at Rockingham. Awful run at Texas. Now it looks like he's going to have another awful run here at Sonoma. It's Dylan Young way ahead. Like, there's Julo. There's second. He is just... Yeah, it's just been absolute nuts here today. As caution's out. I don't know what brought that out, but... Oh, there it is! Luke Ryan to the 30! Oh, no! Wow, that could give... Oh, and Scott Sprinkle to 77 in the pits! And Brandon Barati as well! Whoa, what happens? And more problems with Michael Zorman Jr. He's having engine troubles, I believe. Or he might be going in for pit stops. Another driver going in too. Yeah, he's going in for pits maybe. Yep, and Luke Ryan definitely might be out of the race here. I don't know, but... Is the 50 going to come back out? Yep, he's still getting his pit stops done. It might just be a regular, but we still haven't gotten any word yet. Yeah, it actually is engine troubles. Oh. Man, that's the second engine trouble of the race. Actually, the third engine trouble with the second one. That involves the car. They're going to stop. They're going to see how they can get the car working. Yep, they did. They got the car working. He's going to be back out on track. Wow. So as the caution's back out, Dylan Young dominated the whole race so far. I don't know if they're going to bring him back in the pits, but we're going to find out later. So let's go ahead and see what brought out the second caution of the race on lap number 10. So this is what so Scott Sprinkle was actually the driver to bring out the caution, as he got way loose and then dipped his tires a little bit too deep in the dirt, lost control, and trying to keep control, and then, oh wow, just nailed that tire barrier. There's Brandon Barani also involved. Sort of a light tap. I don't know. I have no idea why he went. Oh, that's it. Oh my gosh. Oh, he just nailed that pit wall. Oh wow. And then we have the second crash involving Luke Ryan. There it is. He just loses it coming out of the corner, and then just hits the tire barrier. Nasty hit for the 30 team. Man, that wreck was just entirely nasty hits, as we are under caution here on lap number 11. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back here. We're all ready to get back underway here. We brought up the caution on lap 10. We managed to do one pace lap. It was a relatively quick cleanup. And we're ready on lap 12. We're about ready to get back underway here. Probably one of the big reasons why this race has been going on as long as it has is because of just relatively quick caution laps. As some drivers are currently out. Michael Zartman Jr. still on track. They got to go back in the pits again. Luke Ryan still just finished his repairs. That's how quickly this went. He just finished his repairs. And Jimmy Johnson, of course, out of the race due to some battery issues, but still in the pits. See if they can get something done. But the car just won't start. So right now, let's take a look at the top 10 at the moment as we speak here. Dylan Young currently leads. Drew Lowe in second. Sam Rodoskin third. Nicholas Breeden fourth, and Rand Durrani currently in the fifth position. We got Camacho, Brent, Noah Sweet, Anthony Fox, Camden Wilson, and Faris Khalil. Currently the top 10 at the moment. So we're almost to the end of the race here. Not quite at 15 to go, but we're getting closer to the ends. So far, a pretty wild race so far, but one thing's for certain after watching this race. Dylan Young is the car to beat. He has been dominating the race all day. And oh wow, they're coming to the pits? What's going on? They're going in for pits? Everyone's going in. It's everyone except Faris Khalil and back. That is bizarre. They're all going in for pits. Just when they drop the green flag. I think they're more surprised that this pace lap was just so quickly. They were going to do it. Yeah, that is insane. They're going to race him back. So while the top 10 is going to be going in the pits, Faris Khalil's going to lead them to the green flag. Gets a very strong run out in the front. Wow. I don't know what just happened. Whoa, we got trouble. There's LJ Toledo gets spun. Is that going to bring out the caution? No, it doesn't, but most everyone's going out. Oh, we got trouble. Juan Camacho's having engine troubles too. He's out. Oh, he's stuck in the pits. I think he's having engine troubles too. Whoa, we got trouble. That's Anthony Fox goes around. I think that's going to bring out the caution. That doesn't either. Wow. I don't know what's going on, but 2 spins with no cautions. As far as Khalil now leads him around. This might be a pit strategy race. I don't know, but as now the top 10 is all topsy-turvy. As far as Khalil continues to lead him around. Yeah, it's some big surprises right now. How about drivers like Jaden Halferty, who started in 40th in this race, now inside the top 10. Pretty unbelievable. As still no caution was Philip Watson starting to gain on the 76 car now. Oh wow, he's right on the bumper right there. Well, we got trouble. Oh, this Kenny Keller, he's gonna get in the wall! David Garcia falls too. Oh, and there's Jeff Toledo! And I think that was, oh no, that's Michael Zartman as well. Caution definitely gonna come out now. Oh, and they're gonna bring him back. Yikes. That's gonna bring out the caution. That takes out a lot of drivers. Yep, LJ Toledo's going in. Severe damage from Michael Zartman Jr. LJ Toledo's got some pit work done. Kenny Keller also got damage. I know Jeff Toledo's definitely out of the race now. Yep, there he goes. There was Kenny Keller as well. And LJ Toledo and Blake Jefferson. Blake Jefferson goes off, but I think LJ might have engine troubles. Another driver with engine troubles. Same thing has been going on with Jimmy Johnson and Juan Camacho, now going on with LJ. Man, these cars are just getting torn up at the road course here today as caution's back out. Let's go ahead and see what brought out the caution here. Just because I'm kind of confused on what just happened on that lap. Okay, so the first crash happened coming into what I think that's turn 3, but yeah, it was Jaden Halford kind of punching the 68 out of the way. Robbins racing. There's not really much that could have really been done there, but then as we move up, we had, I believe was Camden Wilson no, that was Anthony Fox. They were in the pits when that happens. Yeah, Anthony Fox just gets turned. But that didn't bring out the caution, interestingly. What did bring out the caution, however, was what happened with Kenny Keller. Was second in the points coming into Texas, and then had a wreck there, and now had a wreck here. We go through the fast forward. Yeah, same thing that happened with Scott Sprinkle early in the race. Just got way too deep and just couldn't get the car back out on track. Slams it into it. David Garcia gets a big chunk as well. Kind of gets loose, and then Jeff Toledo just didn't have anywhere to go. And then, yeah, just unfortunate circumstances for Michael Zartman. Gets in the back, and then just can't really see where he's going. And same thing that happened to Brandon Barani. Just head on the pit wall. That's pretty scary right there. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate there, but as we are now under caution once again on lap number 13, we'll be right back after the break to see our next restart. As we are about ready to get back underway here once again here at Sonoma. Pretty interesting race so far here. As you can see here, our top 10 is as follows. Peyton Beasley, defending YTRSS champion, currently in first. Jaden Halfordy, who started 40th, now clawed his way all the way up to second. How impressive would that be if he won this race? David Dawn, I don't know if he's going to be staying up there for long. He has some severe front-end damage. Then we have David Garcia. Luke Ryan, all beat up, running in the 5th position. Blake Jefferson, 6th. Josh Hayden in 7th. LJ Toledo, who had engine troubles, was stuck in the pits for a while, manages to actually get his car back out on track and back on the lead lap for not pitting. We'll start in 8th. Then we have Faris Khalil in 9th and Drew Lowe rounding out the top 10. And still, yeah, Jimmy Johnson and Juan Camacho both looks like they're pretty much virtually out of the race at this point. As Josh Hayden's going in for pits, he might have engine troubles too, I don't know. Because a lot of these cars have not... Oh, Peyton Beasley! Oh, wow! What are these... Same thing happens! The top 10 just goes into the pits for no reason. Just... Yeah, that is insane. As now it looks like LJ Toledo's going to lead him back to the green. But is he going to be able to hold off Faris Khalil? It doesn't look like he's going to do it this time. He's going to fall back instantly in the 76 car. Drew Lowe right on the back. He might try to do a little bump and run right there, maybe. As right now, LJ, at the moment, having his best run of the season. Because he has had a pretty unfortunate runs at Rockingham, Daytona, and Texas. hoping to see if he can bring home his first top 10 sounds. Cannon Wilson getting loose, but didn't wreck. As Khalil gets a really good run. He might now be the car to beat because I don't know where Dylan Young is in the 2. Way back in 14th. As everyone's starting to get some runs here. Caution's back out again. What was it this time? We don't know. I don't see anyone that was... Yeah, that was bizarre. I don't know who brought out the caution. But... as it is actually the... What is that? There it is, 76. As far as Khalil's going to lead him back. Don't know what brought out the caution. Whoa, that was LJ way in the grass. I don't know. Yep, saved it though. But he is just falling like a rock right now as he's... Well, fortunately, there's going to be a caution now, so he might be able to re-catch up some ground. I don't know if I had to do something with the 66, because he's in the pits. As they're going to lead him come back on lap 16 under caution. So, yeah. We're back under caution after a pretty lackluster restart. So let's see what brought out that caution. And we're not going to go commercial this time because we just restarted. And that's going to be kind of unordinary. So let's go ahead and see what brought out the caution. Once again, the third caution of the race. And the driver that had it was Dylan Young. Was earlier in this race the car to beat. Got in the Ryan Labongo and got turned. I don't know if the 95 is just salty right now, having a pretty unfortunate race or what, but simple spin. Not really much happened after that, but the caution did come out. Let's go ahead and get ready for a restart here for what I believe is going to be our third restart of the race. As we're about ready to get back into play here, once again here at Sonoma. Pretty intense race so far. As you can see here, Faris Khalil currently leads. Philip Watson second, LJ Toledo third, Cody Smart running in fourth. I don't know what's going on with Cody Smart and LJ Toledo. Yeah, that is, I don't know what's going on there. As LJ's going back into the pits. I don't know what's going on with the 68 car. But, so now Cannon Wilson's fifth, Zach Williams sixth, Christian Vargas seventh, Connor Brenton eighth, Spencer Purcell ninth, and Ryan Labongo. Hoodless Ryan Labongo currently runs in 10th. As we're back in the way here. Pretty bizarre race so far. As far as Khalil leads him away, Philip Watson now works his way upset. Well, here comes Cody Smart. Look at the 94 go. Almost had a run for second right there. As look at that. Those three right there, we got three playoff provisional drivers in contention to win this race. But the first thing I gotta do is hunt down the 76 car, who has been a dominant threat all day today. But yep. Pretty exciting race so far, but I think one of the big drivers, several drivers I think really deserve a big win here today if they can pull it off. One of which is, of course, Ryan Labongo in the 10. Wrecked early on, had to do some repairs, of course, removing that hood, and now running inside the top 10. But the driver behind him, Jane Halford, is even more insane because he started in dead last. And now he's running up on the front. Jeez. But, yep. But it is still Faris Khalil has a very strong run. I think it might come down to strategy and when to pit, because for a lot of these drivers, they haven't made their first pit stop. They haven't made a pit stop in a while yet, but since we really don't have, oh, we got whoa, Spencer Purcell and Anthony Fox going for pits. Now I don't know what's going on, but Josh Hayden's in the pits too. He might have engine troubles. More drivers going in. What is going on here? Oh, what car's blowing up? I don't know who that is. I think that's Nicholas Breeden in the 98. Oh no. The 98's blowing up. The race was just too much for the 98 car, and he's going to be ending his race a little bit early. Wow, pretty long race, only 28 laps. We still got 10 laps to go. Khalil continues to lead. But, wow. LJ having some more engine troubles. He's now in the pits. He might be stuck there because he says he's having more trouble. Blake Jefferson's another one, the 84. Josh Hayden's coming out, though, but, man, Jimmy Johnson, Juan Camacho, LJ Toledo, and Blake Jefferson all having engine troubles because the road courses are pretty intense on the cars. You have to do a lot of braking, a lot of accelerating, a lot of turning. So their cars just were not hooked up to the race today here, but as Khalil, very dominant car. Cody Smart now running in second. Philip Watson third. Zach Williams fourth, and Camden Wilson now in fifth. But as the laps wind down here, and since we don't really have anything else really better to do, why don't we go ahead and take a lap of Ferris Khalil around Sonoma? As we're going to take a look at this season's first of the Auntie Anne's lap around the track. Let's ride with Ferris Khalil. As we're about to continue the race here, looks like LJ Toledo manages to get his car back out on track. Had some really lucky brakes right there for the 68 team. But as Khalil continued to lead as the laps continue to wind down, Cody Smart, Philip Watson, Zach Williams, Camden Wilson, Connor Breton, Christian Vargas, Jane Halferty, Ryan Labongo, and Peyton Beasley round out top 10. Right now, only 17 drivers on the lead lap right now, and a lot of them have fallen off the pace. Of course, two of the biggest right now is Jimmy Johnson and Juan Camacho. I guess they've called it a race, but their cars are still in pit lane. That's really mysterious that they haven't put it in the garage yet, but as Khalil continues to lead with only a few laps remaining in the race, I think as a matter of fact, next time by might be, I don't know. I think 7 laps to go next time by. But due to how long these laps are, it's been a pretty long race. So, I think like time-wise, but the race is relatively short. Just with everyone being so spread out, it's been quite a pretty lackluster race. But one thing is for certain to keep note, because this race, I thought at first was going to be either about speed, it was going to be about strategy, pit strategy, or fuel mileage. Could be a mix of all of those things, as well as endurance. Because as we already saw with several drivers being stuck in the pits because they had engine troubles and just couldn't get their cars back out on track, it's pretty important because this is probably the most extreme racing conditions that these drivers could be experiencing right now. With it being relatively hot out, it's also a very complex track, a lot of acceleration, deceleration, a lot of turning. And the track is very long too. You don't really get much pit stops much often considering how long the track is. As right now, the only driver that even has a remote chance of winning this race, competitive-wise, is Cody Smart. But as we've seen so far, it's just been an absolute intense race. And as I believe Slapshoes would say it, Lady Luck can easily stumble into the room drunk and throw her hands up, declare a winner at any time. So, just because Khalil's leading now doesn't mean he's going to be leading at the end of the race. It could be anybody, considering how insane this race has been going on. Coming to by, just 6 laps to go. Khalil still leads. Then we got Cody Smart, way 4.07 seconds behind is Philip Watson. We got Zach Williams, Camden Wilson, another impressive run for him. And we have Connor Breton, Jan Halferty, Christian Vargas, Peyton Beasley running in 10th. Yep, that's actually Peyton Beasley in 9th. And Stephen Woolley in 10th. And LJ Toledo back in the pits. Oh no. I don't know if he's having engine troubles this time again, but I don't know if he's going to be staying. He's 25th. 25th, 4 laps down. So I don't know if he's just going to call it or not, but because there's not really much left he can't really do. But Blake Jefferson's back out on track. I think they fixed the problem. It's been kind of a bizarre race today. It's just, you think someone's in the pits for like 4.5 laps, and then they're back out on track. But as far as Khalil might be the driver to beat, they're going to come around to 5 laps to go when they get back to the line. Did it after this long and rigorous race. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers to keep an eye on as well. Actually, no, Stephen Woolley. I keep thinking Stephen Woolley is actually inside top 10. He's actually out, not on the lead lap right now. He's a lap down. Several drivers are a lot of lap traffic right now. Spence Purcell, way back there, is running in 12th position. Then we have Anthony Fox, Griffin Lynn, Ray Durrani, Sam Oskin, Dylan Young. Those are actually the last drivers that are on the end of the lead lap. Dylan Young's on the tail end of the lead lap right there. But as far as Khalil, 5 laps away from his first win of the season if he can hold it off. But what will pit strategy do? Because anything can happen, keep in mind. So, with the endurance that these cars have been going through, it wouldn't be surprising if one of these cars could give out at any moment. Everyone's doing quite well. I think with the track, like road course, like Sonoma being like this, it's really benefited many of these drivers. I think Ryan Labonga, for example, that have a lot of damage that would normally not be competitive, but considering how the track is relatively slower, they've actually managed to keep up the pace with a lot of damage. Oh, I didn't even know Noah Sweet was hoodless right now. I had no idea the 8 car was hoodless. As well, running at 11. So I think this has got to start the engine gang right there. Hoods are overrated. But as far as Khalil, coming to 4 laps to go, this time by relatively long laps, lasting a minute and a half. So we're about nearly an hour in, but this only being 28 laps. Well, I think with a mix of the race's pace laps being relatively short, due to how long the track is, that's been a pretty good. And considering these long green flag runs, they don't have much time for pit stops, which could be a determining factor to this race. I think for many of these drivers, definitely deserve an applause today due to how well they've been running. For certain, I'm really proud of Jaden Halferty. Started last, running in 7th. I think if he finishes in 7th or somewhere in the top 5 day, I think he might be. It's an accomplishment of its own. So I think it would be insane just how well he's been doing, going through all the nonsense today and all the carnage. And he's now in competition to win it. I actually just saw a 68 car again. Wow. LJ, he's determined. He is very determined. His ego is high. Even though no chance of winning the race and relatively ain't going to have much time to really do anything else at this point, but he's just determined to finish this race. I give him a lot of credit for that. I mean, it's his first season. He wants to make an impression. He wants to stay in the top 30. Top 35, I think I said, but... So I give that guy a lot... give him some props. Because he is just really determined to at least finish this race. As right now, let's go find that leader. There's Khalil. Now 3 laps to go until he wins his first career victory. Jeez. And also, it will also be the first win for Toyota this season, as we have 2 Chevy wins and a Ford win. So, yep. Toyota, Dodge, and Mercedes still have yet to get a win this season, but at the moment, it could be Khalil getting Toyota their first win of the season. But right behind him is Cody Smart, of course, looking for his 3rd win of the season. Another driver that definitely we have been keeping an eye out on all race long. But needless to say, it's just been a great run for Cody Smart. Had a pretty rough start in the season. Along with many of the playoff provisional drivers have been having relatively a rough start. But Cody Smart about ready to come home with his 2nd place finish as long as he can keep his car out on the track. Then we got Philip Watson running in 3rd right now. Another playoff provisional driver. Probably been the best one so far due to how consistent he's been all season long. Then we got Zach Williams running in 4th. Camden Wilson running in 5th right there. But as his top 5 rounds out, here we go. Coming to 2 laps to go, this time by Faris Khalil. Has just been an absolute dominating factor in the closing laps of the race. Oh! We got trouble, he's out of fuel! Khalil's out of fuel! He's going in the pits with only 2 to go! That makes Cody Smart the leader! Tough Frank for the 76. Zach Williams also going in. And so is Camden Wilson, so is Breton. And so is Christian Vargas. Wow, everyone's going in. 2 laps to go, this time by Cody Smart. If he can hold off the fuel, is going to win his 3rd race of his career. Behind him, also Phil Watson looking to win his 3rd race of his career as well. And then running in 3rd is Jaden Halferty. Pretty nutty race so far. In the term of being cuckoo, not the other thing. But Cody Smart, almost a 5-second lead. Can he hold it off? He's got a pretty decent lead ahead of the rest of the field here. Peyton Beasley, another driver that's had a pretty unfortunate season so far. Currently sits in 4th. Then we got some lap cars right there. Faris Khalil now running in the 5th position here. But Cody Smart coming to the white flag this time by. Can he hold it off? Coming through, coming down to the white flag this time by. He's also out of fuel! He's out of fuel! And now Philip Watson, he's out of fuel too! Cody Smart and Philip Watson both out of fuel! That means Jaden Halferty's gonna lead him back! Coming to the white flag! How amazing would this be if he wins this race? White flag is out for Jaden Halferty! What a race it's been for the 05 team! Started in 40th and coming to the white flag now leads the race. Almost 5 seconds ahead of the defending champion Peyton Beasley. And then way back there, I think relatively, they're just so far ahead. Cody Smart now runs in 3rd after all that. About to lose after Faris Khalil, but hey, what can you say? Jaden Halferty about half a track away from his first career win and probably the greatest comeback in the YTRSS. Unbelievable. It's his first start of the season, just barely made his way in through knockout qualifying, is about to pull off a huge upset victory. Unbelievable. He is way ahead. As long as the 05 stays out, it's his race. I think it might actually be his race either way, due to how we have a car blowing up. I don't know who that was. I saw someone blowing up, but it doesn't matter now. Don't want to miss this moment here. Here he comes through the final hairpin turn. Turn 13, I believe. Jaden Halferty started 40th, clawed his way through 40 positions, and wins the 1-800-Flowers.com 350 at Sonoma. Man, if you would not believe, keep in mind, he started in last place. And a much-deserved victory and a well-earned one for Jaden Halferty. Overcame it and managed with speed, endurance, and pit strategy and fuel mileage. Wins the most intense race so far at Sonoma. So after all that said and done, let's take a look at the official results and the points after race number 4.